Welcome to my workshop. In today's video we're going to be making these fantastic wooden Christmas stars. The main tool that we're going to be using today is the miter saw. It is very important to get your measurement and all the pieces to be exactly the same size or at a specific size, and the angles need to be cut out correctly. I'm going to show you the process on the biggest star I'm going to make today. So these boards are 7 centimeters wide, 2 centimeters thick. Okay, first of all I want to cut them to the correct sizes. For each star we need 10 pieces, and in this case each single piece will be 20 centimeters long. So I'm going to measure up the 20 centimeters on the first board. Now I'm going to offer this piece to the miter saw. I'm going to check where the cut will be, and I'm going to set up a stop block. This will give me the ability to have exact same pieces cut every single time without measuring anything. Right, and I'm now ready to cut 10 pieces. Okay, now it's time to cut out the first angle on all our pieces. We need to change the miter to 36 degrees. And again, we need to set up a stop block to make sure every single piece is at the correct distance. And we're gonna cut every single piece with this degree. Okay, in the next step we need to change the angle on our miter saw to 45 degrees. Now get yourself some sort of a piece of scrap wood, something that's nice and straight, and we're going to cut a 45-degree angle on this. And now change the angle on your miter saw to 27 degrees. With that done, what you want to do, take your blade down, lock it in place. It's just a little bit easier that way, and the tip of that 45, put it against the blade itself. So basically we're making a simple jig here to guide us with our cuts. Clamp it down, make sure it's nice and stable so it doesn't move on you. Now in this cut, potentially you are getting your fingers a little bit too close to the blade. So with a simple setup you can mitigate the risks, and I'm going to show you right now what I'm going to do. If you were just to put it against your fence, that piece will be too far away. So it needs to be flush with that piece, the 45 degree that we cut out. And to make it a little bit easier for us, so the piece stops always at the position that we want, for all the 10 pieces, we're going to make this little stop fence here. Obviously this setup will only work for these types of boards. So when I'm going to be doing the smaller versions with a thinner material, I need to reposition my fence. So let's sort this one out first. There we go, that's the correct position here. And I'm going to clamp it down. And now every time I've got a nice and stable position at the correct distance. And to make sure that the piece doesn't wobble as we are making the cut, I'm going to put another sacrificial piece just over here. So it's like a wedge shape, okay? So the whole setup will make sure that this piece will be nice and stable as we are making the cut. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to put a piece of painter's tape on this. Same thing on the base of my miter saw. I'm going to use some CA glue with an activator to hold this piece in place. And now we're going to have a nice clamping solution, making sure our fingers are away from harm. And obviously don't put your fingers there as you are very close to the blade itself, okay? So use some sort of a hold down solution like this block, or even a piece of timber just to hold this down and have a bit of control on this. And so you know how it looks at the back here. Our piece, the corner there, needs to be at the edge of this board. And as you can see, everything fits together. We've got our stars, and now it's time for a bit of sanding. Obviously, be careful with the angle cuts, don't sand those, to make sure we've got nice and crisp edges. And now it's time to glue everything up. Now I'm going to be using wood glue, on top of that CA glue for that quick initial bond, and some painter's tape to act as clamping pressure. And I'm going to do this in two stages. First of all, the 36-degree angle, and then we're going to put all the pieces together. In this process, it's all about preparation. As you can see, I've got everything laid out. The wood glue first, then the CA glue, and after that the tape itself. So as you can see, the process itself, yeah, it could be a little bit fiddly, but if you are well prepared, it should go quite smoothly. And part by part you are creating your wooden star. And there you go. That's how it came out, and the tape itself is holding it quite well. Okay, the glue has dried. Let's unwrap this, clean it up a little bit, give it a bit of a sand, and we can continue to the next stage. And there you go, the smallest star is now ready. Came out absolutely lovely. Look at that, beautiful. And you know, if you really wanted to, you could shoot a couple of brad nails in all the corners, or some pins or anything like that. However, you know, wood glue is pretty strong. This is not coming apart. Unless you're going to be throwing this at people, I think it will be fine with just wood glue. So I'm not going to add any additional fasteners. I'm just going to finish off the other two, cleaning them up. And as you can see with this method, you can make a star any size you want. I absolutely love the big one. The really thick one looks very, very good. However, even the smaller versions, you know, you can make them without much hassle at all. And now it's up to you how you want to finish this off. You can leave them as they are, apply a bit of varnish or maybe furniture wax, or you can add some color to them, or do what I'm gonna do right now. So for the middle star, I'm planning some fairy lights and a jute bag. Not sure how this will come out in the end, but let's have it a go and see what results we're gonna get. So basically, out of this bag, I'm gonna cut out two star shapes. So I cut out two stars, one for the back and one for the front. And there's many ways you can attach this, tackle it with some staples. I'm just going to be using CA glue. I'm going to see how that's going to go. Let's try it out. I'm just going to grab the first half so I can then put a bit of pressure on this. And now I'm just going to trim the excess from the edges. And that's what we managed to get. I think that looks pretty damn cool. That's our lights. And what I'm going to try to do is to have them in one ball. Okay, so I'm going to squish them a little bit. And now I'm going to cover this with the second piece of our star. Same process, some CA glue, and then I'm going to trim around the edges. Right, so the star with the jute looks like this. the wire is sticking outside, so you can put it somewhere and still have the ability to switch it on and change the batteries, no issues at all. And how does it look like when it's switched on? Look at that. Absolutely brilliant. I'm loving this. This is super cool. However, there's one more step we need to do now. So far, I've not applied any finish on these, okay? And you would think to yourself that probably it would be best to apply the finish on this before actually putting the jute. However, it will shred away. So what I'm thinking, I'm going to apply some spray varnish, and hopefully the varnish will hold the fibers in place and there won't be any issues with that. So what I'm going to do now, spray varnish on all the stars. And after that, when the spray varnish is done, we're going to finish off the big star with some fairy lights as well, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to attach those. Now, to attach the fairy lights to the big star, I'm actually going to be using my staple gun, and the staples I'm going to be using, they are these round types, okay? So basically between the wood and the staple there will be a gap that will house the wire itself. You can actually turn on the lights so you more or less know where the lights will go. And there you go. I think it came out absolutely brilliantly. Super easy to make, and the end effect is fabulous. Now, I hope you enjoyed this little project, and even with the jute, I think that one is absolutely great. And the big one as well with the fairy lights, absolutely superb decoration for this upcoming Christmas. And I hope the whole process of making them was well explained in this video, and you will be able to do them as well. If you enjoyed today's video, drop me that like button down below, and please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, as I still got few aces up my sleeves and few more videos with Christmas decorations coming to my channel very soon. Now, I do have a special playlist for you guys with videos with Christmas decorations. Plenty of videos there and still few more to come. So I do have a link to that playlist down below in the description of this video and in the pinned comment, so go and have a look, check that out. However, don't go just yet, as I do have 2 more really cool playlists just over here with the videos already made about workshop upgrades, DIY, woodworking and everything in between. So click on those videos and maybe you'll find your next one to watch. Hopefully I'll see you on one of my videos there. Take care.